Hey everyone, welcome to At Home with Lynn Wilson. I'm glad you're joining me today. I have a few things to share. You might find it interesting, you might find it eventful, but I know somebody needs to hear something that I'm going to say today. So stay tuned, grab your coffee, and let's see what I've been up to. So as you saw in the beginning of the video, we had a torrential downpour today. It rained this way. Every which way the winds were blowing, and it did it for several hours. Usually you get a good 20-minute, 30-minute rain. It was a couple of hours. It was crazy. And yeah, it was blowing every which way. It blew my greenhouse over, my lawn furniture every which way. We had a flood in both sides of our driveway. It's been nuts. So we are going to have to clean up the aftermath of that. But prior to that, I had gone out for breakfast with a friend. So let me show you some pictures here as we're talking. It's a very unique little place. I tried to get more pictures, but you know how it is. There's so many people around and I didn't want anybody feeling awkward. But they sell a lot of little tchotchkes and jewelry and a lot of measuring spoons that, like, if you need a measuring spoon with a certain little, I don't know, strawberry on the top, or you want something with a lighthouse on the top, you name it, they sell it. It's really a cool little place. So I had biscuits and gravy and some home fries. So good. Went out with a friend. Do you have a friend that you can trust? Do you have a friend that you feel safe with? That's what my friend is. And when I needed meals, when Graham had a seizure, you saw that on the last video, and he went, as we like to nickname it, kerplunk on the floor, and the glass was pouring all over him, and it was a nightmare. She's the one that assembled a group of ladies together to bring me meals. This lady is my safe place. I can talk to her about anything. And I shared a few things that were on my heart, and it was great. It was so good to have a place that is safe. And speaking of safe, that is one of the things I wanted to mention here. You're at home, in my home. I'm visiting you, obviously, whether it's in your car and you're watching me on your phone, you're in your home, or wherever it might be. I want you to feel that this is a safe place for you to find encouragement, to find hope, and to find someone who's real. I would love to come on here and tell you right now, my dishes are done. They're not. Graham's in there. If you hear clanking away, he's doing that. My yard is now a disaster because of the rain and the way it blew everything. My basement is completely flooded. I went down there to do laundry, and it's completely flooded, which means my laundry will be backed up because I'm not going down there in a flood. I'm going to show you a picture momentarily. We're sort of rearranging things. My house is not perfectly clean and neat. I would definitely not take you on a tour right now. My budget is not up to date. My hair is like wild and crazy. And I don't have it all together. I don't. But if you want someone who's real, that doesn't have it all together all the time, doesn't always have a Pinterest house, has dishes in the sink and laundry to do, but somebody who loves to live life and to always find hope in the next step. There are so many people out there that are struggling, that just don't have hope, don't have, joy in their life. And I don't live a perfect life. If you've ever watched my videos, you know that. We live in New Jersey. We have crazy weather at times. I have a 20-year-old car. We rent our house. We are not debt-free. We're working on it, very close to it, but we're not there yet. Have I made mistakes with my budget? 100%. I live with two people in my home, two adults, one my husband, one my son. Both have a disability. We make a modest income, extremely modest. We live frugally. If we're a little frivolous at times, we go to Chick-fil-A. That's our excitement for the day. I do venture out and buy Starbucks coffee now and again. And I don't get manicures. What else? I do crafts, I do hobbies, and I love to chat with you guys very much. So that just kind of paints a picture of who the real Lynn is. So what are some of the things I can tell you? So let me put a picture up here. This is called Disaster Zone, warning sign. We are switching cabinets. I have like a metal cabinet that I switched for a wood cabinet. One went into my kitchen, one went into my new office area, which is what you're sitting in. I call it my studio because I'm trying to create a place that I can record and edit and write my podcast. And yes, I have a podcast called Hope for Today. Some of you I know follow me on that. It'll be coming back out in September. Some tweaks and changes with it I think you're gonna like, and a place where I can go on the internet and do my thing. And it's a little haven for me to get away from having two people in our family with a disability. Sometimes I need a little sanity, and this is where I can come. So the picture I'm going to show you is me pulling everything off the one cabinet. Actually, I think both cabinets piled all over the floor so we could switch them around. So that is currently cleaned up and it looks good. So let me show you that picture here. And yeah, I made a list today. Okay, it's funny, out of all the notebooks you can get, this is my absolute favorite. It's just a little, I don't know what, and you flip the pages. I do my budget on here. I like my to-dos on here. My brain dump is on here. I get a great thought, it goes on here, whatever the case might be. I know, crazy, right? With all the planners and all the fancy notebooks that are out there, this is the one I end up coming to. So I made a list. Let me find my list of what I got done just shortly before I made this video, and all the things I still need to get done. So this is the real life of Lynn Wilson. So today I had breakfast. Well, that was because it was a special breakfast to go out with a friend. I did my devotions, which I don't always have a good amount of time to do it just because of my life. And I spent some time in prayer, like a good hearty prayer. Does that make sense? You know, sometimes you need a really good talk with a good friend, and that was today. So I spent some time in prayer. I was supposed to have a business meeting tonight, and that got canceled due to the crazy weather, but that was good. But I did do 3 pages of notes for that. I sorted my wash. I did 2 loads of wash. I had lunch, and then I took my vitamins, and then I decided to make a list of the rest of the things that I needed to do today. And I took a little nap and got up and had a cup of coffee. I put it on another load of wash when I found out it was flooded in the basement, but I think I was able to manage to get that load in, one in the dryer, and I should be good. The rest of it's upstairs in our bedroom, so I won't bring any more down until the flood goes away. I sorted my pocketbook, which, you know, women, if you have a pocketbook, you know how that can get with all the crumpled receipts and things. Yeah, went through that, empty tissue package, some aspirins, extra hair scrunchie, you know, all the things that you're like, why do I have 15 of these in my bag? I did that. I moved the 2 shelves that I told you about, which was great. And so here's what's left. I need to record the video, edit the video, put the video up. I want to mop my kitchen floor. Graham's doing the dishes. I want to wipe down all the cabinets and, you know, counters and all that. I want to vacuum my studio, which connects to my dining room. It's not a big room. It's not a fancy room, but it's mine. But I do want to vacuum that. I have a few things to sit and sort through, which I'm doing now. I need to dust my living room and vacuum my living room and tidy my living room. My downstairs bathroom needs a good clean, top to bottom, floors, the whole 9 yards. And then right outside of my bathroom is like a little hall area, kind of this weird little something. And we had a wood bookshelf out in that hall against the wall. And when we moved it, you know how it gets dusty underneath? We got to go in and clean that up. So that's my to-do list, what's left to do. And I'm planning on doing that. And what's been happening this week, Graham has not had any seizures. We've been keeping it very low key, keeping him calm, all that good stuff. I've been working this week. and I have a hefty weekend coming up, a lot of overtime this weekend, things I got to get going. And my mom is headed out to do some visiting with some family, so I've been taking her shopping. And one of the things we did is we went to, if you watched my videos for a while, there was a Dollar Tree and a Family Dollar that was combined in one location. Well, Family Dollar decided to pull out, or Dollar Tree sold them, or I don't even know. It was something. Anyway, they pulled the Family Dollar portion out, shut the whole store down. They had up to 80% off the stuff at the Dollar Tree. Why, I don't know, because it was opening as a huge Dollar Tree. It is massive. In my area, we don't get anything fancy, and it is massive. They have probably triple the amount of home decor and crafts, and not very much seasonal. That was still on a small scale. Party supplies was huge. Kitchen gadgets was huge. Toiletries was huge. Makeup was everything was bigger. It was great. So I picked up a few things, just a few. So I figured I'd share them with my friends. So I'm working on Christmas, as I mentioned in my last video. This, I just think this is so cute. I would love to have one of these for me, but you know, it's just a little pencil case, but looks like a crayon. And I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna put in this yet, but I did get this for my grandson. I am making him a Christmas present, and I don't have anything handy now to even begin to show you, but some of the items came from the Dollar Tree, some came from the thrift store, some came from my bookshelf, and some came from my imagination. So if that even begins to tell you what kind of Christmas present, I'm not going to tell you, but I will show you. I will show you. I'll be making that probably in the fall, early fall, and I'll show you in case some of you have grandchildren and you think, or even children, that you might like to make that for them. So this is something that I'm probably going to put with it, with some, it might just be toys. I don't think I'm going to put crayons in here, but I think I'll put some toys. But pick that up. That was $1.25. These were $1.25. Monet original entertainer crackers, and I like doing like snacky dinners with olives and cheeses and salamis and things like that. And I don't know if any of you watch Donice. I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a complete blank on your channel name. I will hopefully remember to link it below, but I tell her she's my friend. She's in 4, 5, 6 states away. One day I want to meet her in person. I want to shop with her. I just love her to pieces. If you're watching, hello, your friend from New Jersey. Yes, here I am. And she has highly recommended these on her channel, so I want to try them out. And then they were $1.25. I know the prices are going up. I picked this up. This was $1.25, an acrylic note board. So I don't know if, let me see what I can put behind it here. Here's a piece of paper, maybe that'll help. I know there's a glare on there. Yeah, you're not gonna see much of it. But what it has is it has lines here, so you can write on here, I guess with a dry erase, and it says daily moments, more like a to-do list. Okay, there you can see it a little bit. And then it has this little piece here that fits into little grooves and sticks out, so you can lay your cell phone on it. I got this for me for work. I probably am not going to write on here, but more that I could put sticky notes on here. I'm always leaving the sticky notes on my desk, and then they get crumpled up because my arm's rubbing or whatever. But I want to be able to, you know, quick little things that I would have to remember for the day. So $1.25, pick that up. Graham is, my husband, one of the things he has from a residual of having COVID was he got a blood clot. And so if you know that, your leg swells up and it's itchy and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to try maybe just something. These seem very stretchable, and I got them bigger than he would normally wear, but hoping that this might help him a little bit over the summer. We've had 100-degree weather here, hot and humid, and that's not good for his leg. And of course that's not working very well with keeping the swelling down. I picked this up for me as well because my phone, which I'm recording on right now, I can't show you the back of it. I have a funky little, not a pop socket, but the same style, something a little unique. But anyway, it catches on any other phone holder that I have. It just won't lay right. And somebody recommended that you use one of these easel displays to lay the phone on. I said, brilliant. So I got one of those. So they're mini glass containers. So, you know the furniture, they sell them at the Dollar Tree. They're like little furniture, they're little, you can stick on the bottom of furniture like little felt tabs. Well, I've seen people put them on like a wood block and use them like as a dauber for using rubber stamps and things. Sorry, I forgot I put chocolate chip cookies in the oven and they're just done, Graham said, so didn't burn them. Yeah, life here, right? Anyway, they use these little wood pegs, like, and they put these little furniture swabs things at the bottom, and you can use them as a dauber. Where I can't find them. Everybody gets them at the Dollar Tree. Can't find them. I've looked everywhere for something, and I don't want to spend a lot of money. So this was $1.25. They're glass bottles. Not the most ideal situation, but I figured I can fill these with buttons, and I have a lot of buttons that I use for crafts. I can fill them with buttons, and then on the top, they're metal. I'm just going to put one of those little round circle things on here, and then I can use it as a dauber this way, and then it serves a double purpose. I'll store my buttons in here. When I need a button, when I'm making a card, I got buttons, and I got the top that I can use as well. So I got that. Let's see what else we can find here. I picked this up for a coworker. She loves Lego, loves it, and she's always doing little things for me. Again, $1.25. It was in the school section. Stackable blocks. It's actually a highlighter, but it reminds me of Lego. So I thought, just, you know, a little fun thinking of you kind of thing. Picked up some paper towels. I've gotten these before, and I really like them. I always tell my husband I have a trick to the trade. These are $3, so $1.50 each. If you can squeeze the paper towels this way, and it's pretty stiff, it's always a good brand, and it's not like you're going to pull it off the roll and it's going to spin. But if you squeeze it and it's kind of like real smushy, they're junk, and I won't buy them. So that's my tip on how to buy paper towels in Family Dollar, Dollar Tree and stuff. So, card file box. If you're interested in knowing how I do it, let me know. I wanted to do a video on this, but I don't know if anybody's interested. So I'm a planner girl. Let me just say, I use notebooks and pens and planners galore. I've done traveler's notebooks, happy planner, Filofax, steno pads. I've done it all for planning. I love calendars and I love everything about it. I decorate with them, do the whole bit. But I have found 3 things. I'm getting older. I want a more simplified life. And I live with other people that, because of disabilities and things, sometimes you have to rethink how you do things for various reasons. If you find yourself in that situation, this card file box has just been a blessing. So I just purchased this. It was a whole kit for like $12 on Amazon. And it has everything in here I need. Colored ones, plain ones. It came with a fancy schmancy pen. I gotta show you the pen. Gotta show you the pen. Get this, a nice glittery pen. So I'm getting back into when I first got married. I read a book by Emily Barnes. If you've ever heard of Emily Barnes, I had the privilege of meeting her and having lunch with her where I work and hosting one of her events. But she had a card file system that I used to use when I first got married. It was so well done that it taught you how to organize your pocketbook. Well, I know there's some newer versions of kind of her style card file box that people follow. I'm going back to digging out that book and getting back to the card file system. What is the card file system? It houses everything in here that you must do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a bi-weekly basis, a seasonal situation, emergency phone numbers, favorite recipes, wish list, birthday list, you name it. Anything that your family might need or need to reference, it goes in this little card file box. I'll share it with you if you're interested, but while I was at the Dollar Tree, they had some more for $1.25. Their school section right now, everything's $1.25. I'm sure it's going to go up after school starts, but right now it was $1.25. This pack will last me quite a while. The last things I picked up, $1.25. I'm so excited. This says $14.68. Simple Comforts. I don't know if that's the name of a store, but on that price it said it was 33% off. Instapot cookbook for $1.25. I could not resist. It had some really cool things in here. Here's one that's just corn chowder. And I liked the look. My kind of book, lots of pictures. And that was called the Simple Comforts. And the other one I picked up was I Love My Instapot 3-Step Recipe Book. $1.25. You know, I stood there and they had the best teriyaki chicken, pesto chicken, cornbread, steamed green beans, popcorn. I never made popcorn in an Instant Pot, did you? 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1/3 of a cup of yellow popcorn, 2 tablespoons of salted butter, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Who knew? I will now, because I'm going to try some of these things. I was excited. I just got rid of a ton of cookbooks at my yard sale, but I figured for $1.25, go through it, pass it on to a friend or whatever the case might be. I do have somebody that I am starting to work on Christmas, like I mentioned, and I thought, oh my word, I need to go back and get one of each of these. I do a Christmas bundle gift for them of a bunch of things from the Dollar Tree. I gotta pick those up. So that's all I have for you. I know, wild and crazy. I said to my husband, I wanted to wait till I had something to say on a video. I don't know, did I say anything? Did we chat? Did we talk? Were we hanging out as friends? That's what I hope. I hope you're sitting there laughing at me and saying, oh, she's such a riot. She's so funny, because I don't even know what I'm saying right now. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are finding joy in whatever you're doing today, even on the most crazy moments in your life. So right now, I'm going to go give these to my husband. I'm going to go put these in the kitchen, where I'm going to go steal a couple of chocolate chip cookies, sit down and watch a Christmas movie that I started earlier while I eat my cookies and finish that movie, and then try and clean up this area of my house. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for coming over to my home tonight, and I hope you're having a better day than you did yesterday. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.